Can you believe it's already October? That's right, spooky stuff is in the air, pumpkins are a-flying, skeletons are roaming the streets at night, and that means it is time for a new shipment from Video Games Monthly. This is a hefty damn box. It's got, listen, there's some shakiness in here. Now, what is Video Games Monthly? Video Games Monthly is a monthly subscription service where you can get 3, 4, 5, or 10 games shipped to you that you get to keep. They are retro games, everything from the Famicom all the way up to the PlayStation 4. You're going to be able to get them shipped to your front door. I myself get the 5-up, which means I'm guaranteed to get at least 5 games a month, and I get games from the GameCube, the Famicom, the Genesis, Super Nintendo, NES. Basically, if it's got a cartridge, I'm interested. They have yet to send me a Master System game, though, even though it's been on my list now for like 6 months. So Video Games Monthly, if you're watching, I am disappointed in you. This is my disappointed dad face. Now, the last few months have been an excellent shipment for me from Video Games Monthly. Everything has been well over value. Everything has looked great. I got 2 complete in-box GameCube games last month, and I'm curious if they're going to be able to continue the hot streak this month. So as always, the only thing I have done is gotten this out of the mail. I have not yet freed it from its priority mail prison, so let's get this thing cut open and find out what's inside. As always, the Video Games Monthly box has not been unboxed. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open this in front of me. I'm not going to see what's inside. I'm going to look right down this camera lens. We're going to find out what's inside at the same time. And as always, I'm probably not going to be able to tell what it is because my eyes suck and I'll need to flip it around and take a look. But hey, you can laugh at the old man as he looks at his video games. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, opening the box. First and foremost, we have Ephemera. We have got a Floydomania, what looks to be a sticker or a temporary tattoo. Either way, this is going on something in the house, either me or on my NES. So let's find out. All right, here we go. Keep going. All right, feeling around. We have Video Games Monthly social card. What this means is if you open your box on camera and you post it to Instagram, Twitter, or YouTube, and you tag Video Games Monthly, you'll be entered into a drawing for a chance to win a 3-up box. That means 3 free retro games coming straight to your door. Don't feel any other cards, which means I did not get a 1-up this month. That is 3 months in a row I've not gotten a 1-up, and that's okay. I'm not guaranteed to get one, but it is always nice to get extra games. Feels like we have some Genesis action here, perhaps. That's an N64. I haven't gotten an N64 game in a minute. SNES and a couple NES games. Nothing disc-based. It's all cartridge-based this month. So here we go. All right, starting with Genesis. 3, 2, 1, and boom! It is Steel Talons. This looks to be another helicopter game. So let's take a look at this one right now.
This was a milk run, kid. So let's see how quickly you can do it.
Okay, I am pretty sure that if I had discovered Steel Talons when I was younger, and I popped it into my Genesis, and I saw this 3D helicopter shooter combat simulator, I still would have been underwhelmed because, oh my god, this is hideous. This game is ugly. Like, straight up ugly. Like, if you squint real hard and imagine that these are helicopters, you can kind of get there, but you're not going to have a good time doing it because it's not a fun game in the slightest. I don't know. Like, this is from a weird time in games where we got these kind of weird vehicle sims that were like forced into 3D environments on 16-bit consoles that just didn't work. Like, I know there's a driving game. John Hancock's featured it a couple of times in his Bad Games series, and this one right here, Steel Talons, would fit in so well in that series because this one, while it does run better than that racing game, it is still choppy, it is still ugly, it is still like the interpretive dance version of what a helicopter combat sim would be because it's just boring. I would rather play the Strike games any day of the week than this ever again. Steel Talons is awful, and it's not even a valuable game. It's worth like $6, $5.99. So yeah, that's like $6. It's not a good title. This is something I will never ever play again. And this right here is precisely why I'm not a completionist for getting video games, because I can't imagine wanting to keep this in the collection. It's a terrible game. In great condition, though. Like, it looks good. VGM didn't screw up on this one. This is not a commentary on them. This is a commentary on the game itself. Atari, you should be ashamed.
There you have it, Steel Talons. All right, up next, I think we're going to save N64 for last. Let's do our 2 NES games. 1, 2, 3. This is... Uh-oh. I don't know if I am bad enough to own this game. This is Bad Dudes.
Alright, we now have Bad Dudes for the NES that asks the most important question ever asked in an NES game. Are you a bad enough dude to rescue the president? And for me, I don't know, I've never really been a big fan of this one. The arcade version's okay, but the NES one is always kind of clunky. It's a little choppy with the animations. It doesn't really look great. It doesn't play all that great. But, I mean, it's fine. It doesn't do anything poorly. It just doesn't really do anything well. It's just kind of a serviceable game that does what it does, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, not everything is going to be a stellar hit. As we have seen with previous games, it doesn't necessarily mean it's a landmark game. Sometimes it's just a game that's fun to play, or is just okay to play, and I think that's really kind of where Bad Dudes falls. It's a beat-em-up that's alright. It's not groundbreaking. It's not something that you're really going to get excited about playing because there's better options out there. There's better games that do this more serviceably on the NES, and more importantly, on later consoles that you're going to be able to play. Now, for a lot of folks, this is the landmark game for them. This is something that they loved as a kid, and if that's your thing, this is going to be right up your alley then, because this is only a $7.55 game. This is going to be dirt cheap to add to your collection, so definitely worth looking into.
Not a huge fan of the NES version of Bad Dudes, but that's okay. It's still a classic game, and I might like it more now. I don't know. It's been a while since I played it, but as my memory goes, I didn't really care for it as a kid, but hopefully I'm digging it now. You would have found out a minute ago. All right, next NES game. 3, 2, 1. We have, a Styanax. I love this game. Let's take a look at this one.
On the NES, we have a Styanax. Now, I'm assuming I'm pronouncing that correctly. I apologize if anyone out there is named a Styanax and I'm not pronouncing your name right. Let me know in the comments down below phonetically how it's supposed to be pronounced. I loved this game growing up, but this is something that I kind of just forgot about. I discovered the arcade version this year when I was doing my Super Console X Pro testing, and I was reintroduced to this game, and I was like, oh, wow, yeah, no, I love this one. And then I promptly forgot about it again, and I haven't picked it up for the NES, and then, hooray, VGM sent it to me, and it's just so much fun. Like, the sprites in this game are huge. Even, like, the reject Metroid that flies around is big, and you can see him clear as day. And the combat is fun, and it's simple to understand what you're supposed to do. The progression is great. The boss sprites are massive, and you feel a sense of accomplishment when you beat them. It's a really solid title that I think a lot of people overlook. But the thing that is most impressive about this game that I did not remember when I played it as a kid is the music. The music in this game is just on point. Everything hits. There's not a bad track. What they're able to do with the chip in the NES to make it sound this good is stupid impressive. It's worth about $8. It's about $8.15 right now, and it's not a super valuable game, and this is something that I would really suggest for people to go out and pick up if you are starting an NES collection, because this is just a fun game, and it's just one of those things that you're going to pop in and have a good time with.
One of my favorite hack and slash platformers. Styanax is a fantastic title. All right, do you guys want to see... Well, you can't answer me, so why am I even asking? All right, so I'm going to assume you guys want to see N64 last, so we're going to go Super Nintendo now. 3, 2, 1. This is too blurry. I can't see what it is. Oh! Street Fighter 2 Turbo. A classic title. Let's take a look at this. I can use Sagat in this one, so that makes it A-okay in my book.
Round 1, fight!
All right, the big one of the box is Street Fighter 2 Turbo. This is the most valuable game I got, and it's the most noteworthy game I got by far. Like, everyone knows this game. It is one of the single greatest fighting games ever released, one of the signature releases for the Super Nintendo, and something that is just so ingrained in what gaming culture is, and still has ripple effects on decisions that are made for games today, some 30 years after it was initially released. There are going to be things in Street Fighter 6, I guarantee, that are a direct result of decisions that were made in this game. The character designs are great. The character lineup is great. It's a simple, streamlined character roster that doesn't get overbloated, that is easy to work with, and with the exception of, like, Zangief, who is incredibly difficult for me to use, and Balrog, who I just don't enjoy, everyone you can pick up, hop in, play, and have a good time with. There is something here for everybody. It's a sense of accomplishment when you actually make your way through the arcade mode to be able to defeat the last boss and get your character's ending. It is a magnificent, magnificent title. Street Fighter 2 Turbo, like I said, is the big gun of this box. It's worth $17.49 right now. And it's something that I think everyone needs to have in their Super Nintendo collection. And straight up, I am stoked that it is now in mine.
All right. Finally, yep, nothing else in here. We have our N64 game. Make sure I'm flipping it over so I don't see what the cart is. And 1, 2, 3. It is Mission Impossible. Let's see if this is any good. I have no idea, but it's a licensed game, so there's a chance this could be a classic.
For the N64, we have a licensed game, and you guys know how much I love those. So this is going to be a big hit, right? Right? Anybody? No, okay, so this is Mission Impossible for the 64, and this is awful. So bad. Okay, so let's say the positive parts about the game real quick, because I don't want to just be super negative about this, but let's go into the positive parts about it. First off, cart, immaculate. In spectacular condition, looks great, clean pins, good label condition. This is a nice thing to get. N64 games can look pretty ragged, but this one's really nice. The music in the game is fantastic. They nailed the MIDI. I really like the digitized voice, so when you actually start off the game, you get spoken to, like at the start of an old episode of Mission Impossible. It's really cool. This tape will self-destruct in 5 seconds. The whole shindig. And well, that's where the wheels come off, because everything after that intro is just the worst. Like classic Jean-Ralphio. The worst. It's so bad. It controls poorly. The gimmick of the game is unclear. You don't really know what you're supposed to do. You're told to go to a certain area, and there's someone there. Like, that's the hint. Go to this white dot. There's someone in the building. You don't know what you're supposed to do. If you stand there and just let him leave, he goes and gets the guards. If you shoot him, he dies. You don't know what to... What I'm saying is this is a bad game. But... hey, it's only worth $5.98, so no harm, no foul there. Not really a valuable game by any stretch of the imagination. So yeah, not a great game, not a terribly valuable game, but hey, it's an N64 game, and I'll flip it down the road.
I have no idea if that's any good. All right, now we will stop the recording.
Is that the N64 Mission Impossible?
It is.
The one from Infogrames.
Ocean.
Ocean. Oh, okay. Well, if it's the one that I'm thinking of, we were living in the townhouse when I rented that one weekend.
Was it good?
No.
Oh, okay. That is going in the video. All right. All right, I am back from price charting. Our big winner this month as far as value goes was Street Fighter II Turbo. But everything together, while not as valuable as the last couple of months, still comes in within spitting distance of what I pay every month. Pay $45 a month for the 5 games. Not necessarily stuff I'm super stoked to have, but stuff that I can use to flip or trade in down the road or sell at conventions when I am a guest. So, let me know in the comments below what your favorite game is that I received this month. I am pretty sure the Street Fighter is going to run away with it, but who knows? Maybe there are some Steel Talons mega fans out there that are just dying to see this game featured on YouTube. Please hit like, and hey, if you're new around here, please consider hitting that subscribe button. I'm doing a couple of videos a week. I look at retro and modern gaming classics, and I would love to have you stick around and just continue to hang out here on the channel. And hey, if you don't like it, don't hit subscribe. I mean, that's just kind of how it works. Big thanks to my patrons and channel members you guys are seeing on screen right now. I appreciate them supporting the channel as much as they do. They are basically the ones that provide this content every month. So without them, you wouldn't be getting these unboxings. Until next time, folks, I've been Jay. Appreciate you spending a little bit of time with me today. Remember to play more games, stay square, and take care. I'll talk to you soon.